Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jennings Bernard, your host. As always, you can catch me right here each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil is on the air. You know what we do here. We talk business, legal, social, whatever affects you in this community, we talk about it. And I appreciate you tuning in and being a part of this program. You know, most of all, we talk about politics because politics is everything, and everything is politics. I want to welcome all of you in. Come on in here and let's talk about some things that are going on in this community. What should I say? Continually, day in and day out, going on in this community. And what is the leadership in this community doing about the problem that we have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But we keep serving this same old one over politician over and over and over again. When will we stop? We have the opportunity to do it, but will we do it? We'll find out in this election this year. And it's going to be very important that you understand that we have to make a difference in this community if we're going to see things changing for the better. If not, it's going to continue to be the same old thing, getting nothing done because of the people who we put in office. At what point will you realize, hey, it's time for us to do something different instead of doing the same old thing over and over again? Welcome in. I'm Jennings Bernard, your host. As always, we can catch me right here, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. or whenever I am available. You know the number if you wish to call in. And if you are running for office, you can call in and tell us what you're running for. And do a quick interview with you and find out what you're going to do that's different from what these people are doing that we have in the office now. You know, it can be totally different because what they're doing now, from the school board to the state house, we have individuals that are not doing anything to help us. You know something I was thinking about? I go into my prayer section every now and then. I go in and I just look at the thing sometime at night when I'm all alone and I'm by myself. The wife is asleep. That's when I commune and I talk to my God and I have a conversation with Him as it relates to what I see and what He has allowed me to see each and every day. And I feel that our leadership is failing us from the pulpit to the city council to the county commission. They are failing us. When will we wake up and realize that we are in a position that don't look like we'll be able to get out of? And I pray that we do, and I do what I have to do, because only what you do for Christ will last. That's what the scripture says. And some of us get so comfortable in our own little world that we don't even care about the outside world or the inside of this world in which we live in. You know, politics, all of it starts local and then it spreads abroad. But yet it seems to me that we do not care at all about what's going on in our community and city politically. And I often wonder why. Why do we just decide? It seems to me that we just decide to give up. And that's something that I truly do not understand. Maybe you can explain to me. Maybe you got the answer. I would like to hear from you. 901-288-5779. 901-288-5779. And as I sit in my room and the Spirit of the Lord come upon me as I sit and watch and listen to things that are happening on television, or whether I'm just sitting all by myself. And I have to wonder, why are we, out of all the races in the world, why is it that the black community always seem as though they're at the bottom, as opposed to being at the top or either in what we call the middle class? But I find out is because we are, in most cases, our own worst enemy. Because other people can play us, buy us, sell us, and we do nothing about it. They can come into our community, sell us their goods, go home to their nice home and sit back, and you sitting here trying to put on a plate what you're going to put on the plate because you just gave all of your finance away to other people. When will we wake up? When will we realize that we got to do better by ourselves? And as I was thinking, and I said that we are divided, and we don't really know that we are divided. Let's talk about a little bit how we are divided as a community and how other people are together in their community and we are divided. In other words, you're not going to run into other community and just sit up shop without having some checks and balances when you come into that community. In other words, if you go into that community and you're taking from that community, you're going to have to leave something as a businessman, as a businesswoman. You have to live and contribute to that community. But only in the black community can you come in and rob and take financially from the black community and leave nothing. I remember growing up, there was people in the community with businesses. But when summer came, they even gave some of the kids jobs to work in their business. I remember uh, cleaners. I can think of Mr. Rogers, I believe that come to me, had a cleaners. And he would get people, young people, to go out and once your parents came home with the racks that they said, with the clothes on them, he would get the young boy to go get those hangers and bring them back, and he would use those hangers again. And he paid us maybe 2 pennies a hanger that you came in with. He was a businessman, but he was leaving something within the community that he was taking from the community. But none of that happens now. We have business people that come into the black community. They set up shop in this community. And they know that they don't have to leave anything in the community. They can take, but they can't leave because we don't expect them to leave nothing. We expect them to rob us, to take from us. And the so-called leadership does not address these issues, or the so-called leaders within the community now do not address these issues because we are divided. I'm going to tell you how they divide us. The old syndrome, the old way of doing things is still being done. You remember when they used to separate the field Negro from the house Negro? That is still alive and well. They get the Negro politician and have him or her dividing the community with the rhetoric of the house Negro and the plantation master. The master of the plantation tell the house Negro what he want done. House Negro talk to the field Negro, and they do what the master want. Well, the master has divided us and still dividing us with his money. He's buying and selling these house Negroes, politicians. The field Negro follow the house Negro politician that we have in this community. And the house and the slave masters are still in control of our city right now. The names have changed, but nothing has been there to protect the innocent because they're taking and reaping financially from the people in this community. And some of the people are so tied up, tangled up in the misnomer that these representatives that we have are looking out for us. And I stopped by this evening to tell you that they are not. And what we're going to have to do is clean out these house political black Negro politicians that are sitting back and doing nothing but enjoying what they wanted. And they get less than a hoot about you. Let's go in here and see how we are divided. Let's talk about sororities and fraternities right now. They say if you're new, uh, if you're of another fraternity, if you're a sorority, you are AKA, you're a Delta, you are being divided and don't realize that you are being divided within your community. If you're not a Kappa, then you're not of the Kappa community, but the community that the Kappa exists in is the black community, the Greeks. If you're of another fraternity, you are in this city that we call Memphis. And if you're not of another fraternity, but you're of this fraternity, then you are divided. Because one fraternity, one sorority, think that they're better than the other. There's no unity there. What you have is division. They are divided. But one think that they are better than the other. And we have that, ladies and gentlemen, in this community. We will never be safe or in a safe place as long as we are being divided, misled, and following people that are blind, that we call our leaders. Look at the school board. Good evening, Dr. Richards. Richmond coming in. I see you out there every day. Come on in and talk to us. I got a seat over here for you to come in. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. But most politicians, when they caught up and tied up and they know you know better, they don't want to come talk to you. They'll go talk to everybody else because they're going to throw the softball. Well, I throw the hard ball, the hard question. Going to ask the tough question. Some would tell you, don't come on this show because he's going to embarrass you. He's going to ask some questions that you don't need to answer. And that's why you see or you don't see as many people coming on here to really talk about the issues and talk about taking care of the community that they're supposed to represent. And it's clearly, ladies and gentlemen, they're not representing us. They had enough rope, they done hung themselves. You're going to see a lot of things coming up and coming out in the next few months. And I said to you before, don't be surprised. Because let me say this, whatever you think about Edmund Ford Jr., Edmund Ford Jr. wasn't the first, and he's not going to be the last. He's not going to be the last. And something is going on right now with others. You think that Edmund Ford Jr. is the only one to get caught up? There have been politicians and greed have caught them up before then. I ask all the time, why don't the elected officials take drug tests? That's a conversation they don't want to have. They don't want me to ask them, if you win this election and they ask for drug tests to be mandatory, would you agree? They don't want to go on record to say that. I think that is so important. And you've got to understand something if you don't understand it. If Jennings Bernard asks you or tells you something, Jennings Bernard knows and have receipt. The Jennings Bernard don't want to call the name, but if you took the drug test, you will find out yourself. Now, to all the elected officials and to all of those who want to be elected, will you take a drug test? And some of you out there clean, but you don't understand the system. You don't understand what you're running for. All you see is a paycheck. But there's more to it as a representative than a paycheck. When the people put you in that position, they put you in that position for you to represent them. But when you get in a position, one after the other, and do nothing, and the people are not better off now than they were before you got there, that means you haven't done anything while you're there. You just got a paycheck. And politics shouldn't be about a paycheck. It should be about you as the elected representative of the people that you serve. It should be about them. But we don't got too far and too divided in our politics, in our community, and with each other. And the thing goes that if you can divide them, you can conquer them. And that's what we are being conquered by the merchants in our community. You know how many mansions that you in East Memphis that you have built out there as a black community? They come in, got 10 and 11 gas stations in the heart of this community. And we get nothing in return, not even sponsoring our children during the summer for softball, hardball, any activities. But you just take and take and take, and our community and the representative just give, give, and give. You won't get better in our community. I'm talking about the black community. When I say our community, we will not get better until we do the right thing and get people in office that will work on your behalf and not be bought and sold and told what to do and don't pay attention to you, what you tell them to do. You look at your mayor. Everything you told him you didn't want, he kept because he did not have the power to do what you said do. And you want somebody like that in office? That's a puppet for the puppet masters? And that's they all. The power that be, the money for, are the puppet masters. And they're pulling their screen. They're dancing to their music. And they're doing nothing for you. When will we wake up? and address the charity begins at home before it spreads abroad. And how can you spread it abroad in your district when your own home is messed up? You don't have the power that you're supposed to have that was given to you as a representative of the people. But then when you take these hundreds and thousands of dollars in campaign contribution, taking that money, they expect you to do something. And when you don't, when the next election rolls around, they won't see you. And then you probably won't get elected from their money. So you are afraid as representative to stand up for the people. And I challenge any representative within the black community, speak up, stand up. From the pulpit to the elected officials, I'm asking you to stand up. Because if it had not been for the pulpits and the leaders in the community during the struggle of the civil rights, and I posted, excuse me, something down my timeline. I was thinking it popped up, and I appreciate whoever sent it to me. It was Dr. King receiving the Nobel Prize. And he was speaking and saying something that really, he said, I accept this Nobel Prize on the behalf of all the oppressed Negroes in America. Jesse Jackson stood and told them why he was running to the White House. And he said that the reason I'm running for the White House, that you don't know the house that I'm running from. And those are strong individuals. Will there be any more individuals like that in the future? When they found out it's easy to sell out the community instead of standing up for the community. And it's our fault because we don't do anything to take charge of our politicians. And that's what it's designed for you to tell the politicians what you want them to do, what they should do. But you won't do it. You're just going to be divided by organizations, fraternities, sororities, business. We would go against our own for 30 pieces of silver. And you know what that 30 pieces of silver about? It'll get you a shiny new car. It'll get you a nice home. But sooner or later, you have to pay the piper. And once they get you hooked, tied up, tangled up in their system where they control you, you are controlled forever. I'd rather be an individual that be the only one that do not go along with the majority when I think I'm right in my heart, in my mind, in my soul. But we don't have those kind of representatives anymore. Everybody's for themselves, and that's all they care about is the looking out for themselves. And when will we say to these individuals that's supposed to be representing us, when will we say enough is enough? When will we say to them that it's time for you to speak up, stand up, and represent us? When will we do that? We would never do it. I don't think we'll ever do it because we don't have the leadership, whether it be male or female, with a backbone anymore. The backbone does not exist in our leadership in this community. It's easy to take the money and run. It's easy to say, I want to serve you, but don't do anything. When will we wake up, ladies and gentlemen? It's time out. And I say to you, and I'm going to keep saying this until the election is over, organize your family. Talk to them. If they're able to vote, tell them to get out and vote and find out. It's your job to find out who the best candidate to run for these offices. The state is coming. The state is coming. I'm letting you know they're coming. They're probably already here. They're assessing and finding out. And I don't blame them because all the big dealing and willing that's going on through that school board, going back to Dr. Jarvis Ray and probably others. Why is it that our children are failing? Because nepotism and favoritism did not put the best qualified individuals in the position to help our children. But what is the key thing? It's all about the children. And I got so sick of hearing that it's about the children and our children are failing. So how is it about the children? It's about the paycheck. That's what it's about. Politicians are saying that. The teachers are saying that we are short over here, whether it be supplies or whether it be a community working together or whether it's the leadership. Do the leadership in the Memphis and city and county school really care about the children? Ask yourself that. If they care about the children, they would be passing the basic skill test, the TCAP. But they are failing. Again, Dr. Roderick Richmond, you're in the seat, you're in the hot seat. What are you going to do to help these children? And I hope that the new school board look at you like that old school board did when it came to Dr. Fagan and did what they did to her do to you, because nothing has changed. They didn't give the test to see what the kids did or didn't do when it came to their ability to read, write, and do arithmetic. We don't know. When will they give that? Call me. When will that test come out? I'd like to know. And I would like to see, under your leadership, what exactly has happened. Are the children worse off? Are they better? Are the scores higher than they used to be, saying that they're going in the right direction now? We don't know. But I believe in my heart soul that nothing has changed. More things change, they say, more things stay the same. We're going to be tossing around for years until finally we get this right. But I don't see it getting right in the city council, county commission, or the state. It's not right yet. Someone sent me, and I always appreciate when you send me the things. Somebody sent me the area of where cancer is higher in this area that we call Memphis. And it showed the heart, the whole heart of South Memphis and surrounding areas. And go to my page. I told you I have the receipts on it. Go to my page, my timeline. Look at the map and see that they have the whole South Memphis area, meaning to me the possibility of where the AI system is. All of that is and will be a high designated area where people will get cancer. And why? Why do you think that area is there? Is it because of all of those turbines and they want 40? Started out with 15, but they were running 30, and it was brought to the attention. They cut back to the 15, but now they're running the 30. Now they want 40. And you got to be outside of your mind if you don't think running 40 turbines in that neighborhood that the people who live in South Memphis would not be affected. You got to be outside of your mind. But you don't have anybody speaking up to protect you. And I think every one of those people who went along with that, whether you be on the county commission, whether you be on the city council, school board, and you stood up and said, well, we got the crumbs from Elon Musk for this school or that school. Don't you know that it's just crumbs that fall from the rich man's table? Have you heard that? Have you read that? And that's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table. And we have no leadership that's strong enough to speak up because guess what? They think they're somebody. Oh, I'm a part of the club. I'm an elected official. And if I was an elected official in the condition that Memphis, Tennessee is in, I would hold my head down in shame. But some of these knuckleheads, these clowns, these fools, hold their head up with their shoulders back like they're doing something and think that they just won a big prize, but they're letting you down. And stop skinning and grinning with these politicians and these so-called leaders. When you get in skinning and grinning with them, they think you okay with them. But let these folks know, like they did over at Broad Street Baptist Church, when Paul Young called himself was going to do an address. He did it, but he found out that everybody didn't appreciate him for what he hadn't done. And that's what you're going to have to do. You have to let them know that you are the elephant in the room when it comes to the meeting. You are the one that needs to answer the question, one that needs to be dealing with this situation, but you don't. You sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and do nothing, and they continue to give you the potholes that won't be fixed, especially in your community. I'm finna do it again. I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna drive around in these areas and I'm gonna show you on my Facebook page the pothole, the condition, as I used to do. But see, I thought I was just gonna sit here and talk to you. But I see it's a need to do more than just sitting here talking to you. Someone told me, man, much as you talk and much as you do, they still ain't paying attention. Excuse me, but I got to keep doing what I'm doing to make a difference. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? From what I see, the leadership won't do it. What I see, the so-called community leaders are not doing it. I've seen more excitement when it comes to the 201 Poplar Jail. Where will it be built? And I can appreciate New Chicago for doing that. But I've seen more about everything else as opposed to the things that we need done in our community. And if you can't stand up, if you can't be that person that people need you to be, don't run for office. Don't run for office because you're wasting time and you're just getting the salary from the people and you don't care anything about them. I think that is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to be smarter. We have to be better than we were yesterday. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that we got to pay attention and we got to do better. You got to pay attention to the national news, international news, and the local news, you got to pay attention and see what's happening and what's going on in our world. Because if you don't, this world that we know it can end up biting you in the you know what, because you didn't pay attention. Sitting at home and say it's not important for me to vote in this election because they're going to do what they want to do. Yeah, they're going to do what they want to do because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And that is to get up and do the right thing. As always, I really do appreciate you. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you, and I will continue to do that because I care about this community. Contrary to what you think about me or what you say about me, I'm going to keep doing what I do. And if anybody knows me, that once I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to stay with it because it's this season for me to do what I'm supposed to do. It's your season to do what you're supposed to do, not the season of doing what somebody else tell you to do. Take time to find out what you need to do to make your life and your situation better. I'm Jennings Bernard, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and I appreciate you as always. In the words of my grandmother, she used to always say, "It's the Lord's will, and the creek don't rise." We'll see you on tomorrow, but remember what I said, and it's true. Trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside of them. God bless. Take care.